I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life at all. I thought, okay, I thought I'll probably, my probable path is to get an arts degree and then apply to law school and go to law school. But I had the freedom to consider college an experimental time. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to take this time and take a bunch of classes that I've never really taken before, that I haven't really done. I was always a very good student. Even when I was a fucked up student, I was still a very good student. I'm still like Gold Star Catholic child. But in college, I kind of like let it all hang out. I was like, I'm going to take some math classes, and I'm going to take physics, and I'm going to take political science, and I just took a really wide range of classes that I truly failed at. Like very bad. Political science was great. I actually enjoyed that tremendously. But I was not for calculus. But I thought, okay, I considered it to be, I still it took a lot away from that experience. It was good to be able to try something and not really care I wasn't like goal oriented in the sense of like getting great grades. It was like, I think it's more important for me to rule things out than for me to try to graduate at a certain level of degree.
So we're ruling out calculus, really right? Ruling out calculus. Did you take a theater class?
I did. I ended up taking, I can't remember what year of college I was in, second or third year of college, pretty far along in I was taking a degree in English literature, and I took a theater class because I thought it would be really easy, actually. I just thought I'm going to nail this, and then it'll just be like a light thing that I'm just added to my repertoire. And I actually loved it, and it was I was at the University of Ottawa at the time, and they had a wonderful theater program. Actually, they had a separate building. It was a really robust program. It's a bilingual school, so it was half in English and half in French. And it was great. I fell in love. I completely fell in love. It required that you do a lot of practical work, that you had to work in productions, and that could take any form that you wanted. So I ended up auditioning for a small role in one of the shows that they were doing with this guest director from Strasbourg. So it was like a big deal for everybody else, but I had no skin in the game. I was like, this is dumb. I love it. Who's this guy? Who cares? And I auditioned for a part. And I got a part, and I had to sing. I had to do all this stuff that was not super familiar to me, and I had absolutely no qualms about any of it. Not at all shy. Like, I'm like a shy person who is not at all shy on stage. It was a great experience. I knew nothing about theater, and I loved it.
Were you trying to get jobs as an actor?
I did after that. I mean, after that, I was really, I switched over mostly to the theater program, and it was terrific. And then I thought, okay, well, I'll do this. I thought, okay, well, this is finally, I'm like, I found it. I figured out what I wanted to do. I want to be a really serious theatrical actor. And I auditioned a lot, but I ended up moving back to Toronto. It was just more work there. And I enrolled in a conservatory-style acting program because I was like, I got to meet some people here. Like, I don't know this industry. I need to learn about it. I guess you need an agent. I knew nothing about it. So I thought, I'll come back to Toronto. I'll study acting, but I don't really need to learn it. I mean, like, you can learn the techniques in a practical sense. I was like, when I get hired for 1,000,000 jobs, I'll learn the skill of acting, but meanwhile, I need to learn how to get an agent. And so I attended that conservatory style program for 1.5 years, and then I quit because I was like, I'm too old for school. If I'm going to do it, I better do this. I better actually try it. And then I didn't get hired at all. That was it. I was doing so much, and everyone was like, you're very talented. And I was like, I am. And then no one hired me for just ages, like years. It was awful.
Did you have a plan B?
No, I did not give myself a plan B at all, which was smart because I would have taken that plan B for sure.
If you had an inkling it would be this difficult, you mean?
If I had even a shred of I would have given up many times over, many times over, but I just didn't. And people had urged me along the way to make a plan B, like, what about teaching? Like, what about teaching? Like, I personally think of teaching as a calling. I don't think of it as a plan B. I don't think of it as a fallback. It's a career unto itself, and you have to want to do that. Otherwise, you will not be good at that, and the world needs good teachers who want to do the work. So I thought, okay, well, I guess I'll just waiter. I was waitering a lot. I was working. I had always had to work. So I was just working all these crazy jobs.
And I think in your book you were some kind of a penis
I worked
inspector.
at an erectile dysfunction clinic. I did a lot of children's theater. That really was, for a lot of people in Toronto, that really was like some serious bread and butter, doing children's, like touring children's productions, going to high schools. Oh, God. So I did that, but then I had a side hustle working at an erectile dysfunction clinic as an intake worker, literally as an intake worker, like listening to people's stories of penile dysfunction with a sympathetic ear and kind of channeling them to the right services. I know all about it. I know a lot about the human condition.
We'll do
just
a part
from
two.
that job. That's part 2.